Fox come off the screen, get
this was a bad play right
and
here.
Then go to the floater.
You got to give yourself a chance for an offensive rebound. And De'Aaron Fox is having a hell of a game.
Right now, he's got to go.
He got to go right now.
Pick. No,
but you can tell they were just going for the win.
That's not what the coach told him to do.
Yeah, I know. That don't make it right. That was just a bad play, plain and simple.
Draymond, what'd you think?
I think he can put his head down and try to get to the rim there.
Exactly.
Right?
Wait,
like,
Wemby or De'Aaron Fox?
I think Wemby can also put his head down there and try to get to the rim. You settle for a mid-range jumper, but he's been settling for these jump shots the whole series. Cat shot 7 three-point attempts this entire series, and yet he's always the one shooting the threes. He's flipped the script. Wemby got to figure out how to do that back to him in Game 3.
And you see the playoff record in these clutch games, games that are 5 points or less with 5 minutes to go, and a great regular season record, 24-12, third best in the league, but they're just 2-6 of the Spurs here in the postseason. Kenny, I thought about you when I saw this angle of the turnover, because you can see the eye contact between Castle and Wemby a couple of times here.
Oh, right here, you're not going to give it to me. You're not going to give it to me. I'm getting into the lane. I got to sprint out because you didn't give it to me while I'm in motion. So now I'm going to sprint the lane because you're going here. But Wemby sees him turn his back. That is just a bad pass.
Yeah, that's just a bad pass.
Here's the thing, though. Taking it a step further, even if he catch this pass, he's in a tough spot because Brunson's standing right there as soon as he turned around.
And then you compound it with the foul.
This made it worse right here when he fouled. He compounded the one mistake with a second one.
So I have a question. Are we calling this youth, or are they getting tight in the moment? And that's
youth.
not the same.
It's youth because they've been playing well. They had a lot of opportunities to watch the game. They made eye contact. We saw they made eye contact, but, the youth, experience would have said, hey, you give me the ball, you run down the middle of the lane. But the youth was, okay, he got it, so I'm going to run the lane like Kenny said. And he made a youthful pass, which, happened, to be a turnover.
Draymond, can it be a little of both?
I think it can be a little of both. I think it's youth, but I've seen down the stretch in a lot of these moments, New York has said the whole time they want to get to the end of the game close because they know Brunson can close. And he's done that in 2 games now. The Spurs hasn't been able to do it. All the games are coming down to the wire.
As a matter of fact, Jalen Brunson, 10 points. In the last 2 minutes of both games combined, 10 points. San Antonio as a team has 5.
And Ernie, it's amazing how 10 seconds could change the description of the series. Because those last 10 seconds when Wemby turns it over and fouls, even if they score and they win the game, we would be talking about how Jalen Brunson is not shooting the ball well, how he missed a big free throw, and all of a sudden the whole thought process of everyone here changes. So those 10 seconds are so critical. How we wouldn't be talking about Wemby not playing up the par as much as we are now.
Well, listen, hold on now. I saw some idiots and fools on television talking about the MVP so far today. And they don't know anything about basketball. They haven't been watching the game. The reason Wemby hasn't played well is because Carl Anthony kicking his ass. Let's call it out what it is. Listen, we all love Jalen Brunson. He's made a couple great plays down the stretch, but he has not played well. I said that.
Has not shot the ball
He's
well.
not shot. Well, that's part of the game. And he has the same amount of assists and turnovers. Don't forget that, too.
Yeah.
If the Knicks win this series, it's because of Carl Anthony Towns. If Shaq knows this as the best player on the team, the one thing as a star, you can't get outplayed. Now, all the role players, we can talk about them I want to. The one thing about a superstar, you cannot get outplayed.
Can I ask you a question now?
Yes. You can ask me any question.
Okay,
right.
If Wemby makes the game winner, will we be talking about being outplayed, or will we be talking about how he figured it out?
We'd be saying it was 1-1 coming back.
But we'd be like, he figured it out.
He did figure it out.
And I'm just saying how 10 seconds changes your life.
I'm not talking about 10 seconds. I'm talking about 2 games. Wemby has got outplayed in both games. That's what the damn – listen, we love Brunson, and we put up there he has closed these games. But, as I've said before, if Carl Anthony Towns outplays Wemby, the New York Knicks are going to be world champs, period.
And all that being said, keep in mind, look, San Antonio had the lead with 2 minutes to go in Game 1. They had the lead with 40 seconds to go in Game 2.
Yep,
but they
that
find
sounds really good.
down.
That's a good job about you. Analytics.
No,
but they
that's
down
not
0-2.
analytics. That's facts.
I know.
You know who else has
facts? You know what's
facts?
facts? 0-2.
You know who else has facts? Well, this next hour and a half, Spike Lee is going to join us. Patrick Ewing is going to join us. Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, will also be along before we tip this Game 3 off. And of course, if you're in New York,
Street meat.
I went there today, brother.
Did you really?
I did. I went there today. Got that white sauce and that yellow rice.
What kind of meat? What kind of meat was involved in the street
Chicken.
meat?
I got
You
chicken.
had some, Shaq?
No, hell no.
Was that you?
Hey,
Hey, look at this.
hey, I had my street meat. You can't eat it more than once a day, though.
Open that thing up so
Yeah, open it up.
let the folks at home
Open it up so we can see
who
that
may
white
not
sauce.
have.
Oh, no.
Wait, that's what you be eating?
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, well, especially if you.
That's exactly what it looked like.
You get that in New York?
And it was delicious.
So
It was delicious.
So that's what you've been jonesing for the last month.
I had it today for lunch, Ernie.
Well, good for
Gotta
you.
love that white sauce.
Gotta love that white sauce.
As we like to do here in the NBA Finals, we like to NBA tip-off presented by American Express this moments ago.
Yes, I did lose to my idol.
I threw the ball to the left side. I threw it to my left. I wanted Patrick to get that.
Well orchestrated. Patrick Ewing joining us now. He was, of course, a member of that last team to go to the finals for the New York Knicks. Last time they won a finals game on this floor, June 21st of 1999. Finals against San Antonio that year went to the Spurs. But Patrick, to watch this happen this year, to see a team that's won 13 games in a row in the postseason, how do you even describe what you're seeing?
You know, it's hard to put in words. It's amazing. I think that the fans have shown how bad they have been wanting for this to happen to us, for this franchise. And as me, as a former player, as someone who's had to compete against guys like Shaq or David or Tim, and not be able to come away with a ring to hopefully 2 more games from possibly winning one, it's like a dream come true.
I want to say, I don't have a question. I want to say, truthfully, no, sir, I want to say truthfully from the bottom of my heart, if the Knicks do win, I'm still not putting them above my favorite player in Patrick Ewing. I want to say thank you for everything. I appreciate you and I love you. You will always be my favorite. You hear of all this talk, King of New York and all that. The New York Knicks belong to Patrick Ewing, just like the Lakers belong to Magic and Kareem. New York Knicks belong to you. Thank you for being here. You're making my day. You know how much I love you, brother.
I appreciate that.
I want to echo that because they always say there's the whole thing about who's the greatest Knick. The greatest Knick is sitting with us right now.
there.
Only because of this. This is my explanation before. He's never played with a first, second, or third team All-NBA player. Every great player, even the ones that are sitting here, they had someone on their team who made first, second, or third team All-NBA. Patrick Ewing played with some really good players, but Shaq played with Kobe. You know, Akeem played with Clyde Drexler.
Oh, my goodness.
They're the great players. David Robinson had Dennis Rodman at times, had Tim Duncan. So Patrick Ewing never had that. And we were happy back in '95 that he didn't have that because they took us to 7 games. And if they had that, that would have been possibly the difference. So Patrick Ewing, we bow down to the greatest Knick of all time.
And Chuck, Ernie, can I give a confession?
That's why you're here.
The first time I played against this man in this building, I was terrified.
Were you really?
Oh, my, terrified.
Ernie, I don't know why he was terrified because a lot of people don't realize how big and athletic this man was at that time. He used to run the heck out of me.
Yeah. And I'm sure you had heard about this and seen this kid at LSU. And when he gets in the league, how did what you had seen as a college kid compare with him as an NBA player?
Well, it definitely compared. He had the belief, he had the nasty, he was physical, he was athletic.
Who'd I get that from?
every time-
Who'd I get that from?
Hey, look, one Jamaican to another. One
already
Jamaican
know
to
it.
another.
Well, I just want to say this. I hate you. I only got swept one time in my life, and you swept me.
You got swept?
And
You weren't good enough to win the game?
I got swept one time. And then him and Mark Jackson broke out the broom. So I'm going to always be bitter and angry about that. And we showed it, though. I got swept one time in my career, and that was in the best of 5.
Yes, it was.
But you came out there, you and Mark Jackson, 2 of the greatest people I know. Y'all broke out the broom in Philadelphia, and I don't like your ass, and I'll never forgive you.
I got a question for you.
All right, go ahead.
Speaking of the greatest Knick, you see all the Knicks come back for the games. Talk about how the Knicks organization take care of their past players, because from the outside looking in, it looks like they take care of their players better than any other organization in the league.
They do. I take my hat off to Leon Rose and Worldwide West. They've done an outstanding job of making all of us feel like we're part of this. Mr. Dolan, take your hat off to him as well, because they make you, they invite you, they make you feel, they open the doors up to you and make you feel like you're still a part of it.
You know, Patrick, you see 2 great big men playing now. Karl Anthony Towns was a #1 pick. Now you see Victor Wembanyama, #1 pick. Where would you fit in today's era of guys? What style of play? Because I think you would play very similar, but maybe a little more nastier, like Cat plays. Very similar.
I think, you know, my game definitely I thought would translate to this game. Even though I didn't shoot a lot of threes, I was a jump shooter. I shot jump shots. So I think I would still mix it up. I would try to move it out to the 3-point line, but I would still run the floor. I'd still post up and do all the things that I did.
We know you're a Knicks fan. We know you want the Knicks to win. If you were having a conversation with Victor Wembanyama about this moment, about Game 3, what would that conversation be? Because I could tell you've been talking to Cat. I could tell you've been talking to Cat. Somebody been talking to Cat, but what would you say to Victor Wembanyama about this game, about this moment?
Cat is a special guy. I'm definitely, not only me, Mark Bryant has been doing an outstanding job with him. Victor is a special talent. He's 7'4", he can put it on the floor, he can shoot the 3, he can handle it. He has to just continue to do all the things that he does well. Don't try to do too much at all the time. Pick and choose when to try to take it over. But he is special.
That wasn't enough to help Victor win, what you just said.
Well, I'm not trying to help him.
You might be watching the show.
Yeah.
That definitely was not
You
enough.
know what I can hear you saying? 1 foot fatal. Do you practice
Have you practiced that shot?
Hey, and just from where I sit, there's a bunch of rootable guys on that team. It's like you kind of, okay, this guy, they're good guys who happen to play great team basketball. What is the aspect of this team that jumps out to you the most?
Well, I think the camaraderie. They play together as a team, both offensively and defensively, started from last year. Jalen Brunson, their leader, you know, the way that he's been able to take games over, the way that he knows when to try to score and knows when to try to be a facilitator. Karl, Cat, you know, he had some struggles early in the year, but he's able to put it together when he needs to get it to put together. And then all the other guys, the role players, they all of them do what they need to do their jobs to be able to get us to this part. Be it knocking down a shot or getting a huge rebound or a huge stop for us to win.
We got short time. If you could transport one Knick from this team to your team.
Jalen Brunson.
There it is. He's transporting them up. There it is. There it is.
I'm no fool. I'm no fool.
And Pat, one last thing. If they win the championship, if I see you crying, I better not see you crying if they win the
Hey,
championship.
big fella, if we win the championship, you might see some tears.
There it is, brother.
Patrick Ewing, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you
And
so
Chuck,
much.
you know I love you, my brother. I love you, my brother.
Space Jam.
This is wrong, man.
That's okay. That's okay.
Underdog,
That's
put
my
that
brother
on
right there
everything I
forever. That's my brother right there forever. We love you, Patrick.
He had that flat top for like 20,000 years. Man, the flattest flat top ever.
We're taking a break and then coming back to the Garden after this. An hour ago, I was talking to Spike Lee before we came on the air, and Spike said, if you got that clip of last year when Charles said, I'd be waiting for a long time to celebrate a championship, hey, you got a chance at it this year. Spike, thanks for being here, man.
I'm just, all all you guys, man, love and respect, man. You're all at the top of your game, you know. Love.
Likewise.
And watch you guys back home on TV. I don't miss it. I don't miss it.
Hey, you know what's funny about you, Spike? You guys, you've been texting me for 27 years. It's our year.
Blue sky, blue and orange sky.
Orange, blue sky.
That's at the end of every text.
You've been texting me for 27 years, and I think you're finally going to be right.
Well, let's hope so. It's not over yet.
You know what, Spike, if you look at the
Man, you had hair,
celebrity
Spike.
and the longevity of how you've been a fan, there's a lot of celebrities at Celebrity Row. Obviously, you have been here this long. Who are some of the ones that have been along with this ride for you? Not just 5 years, not just 8 years. I'm talking about the ride.
My guy, Al Palagonio.
Ali B.
Al's been
Apollo
there.
Jets.
That's Apollo Jets. Who else has been in terms of celebrity that's
Ben
been in this
Stiller's
ride?
always been here, too.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I got my season tickets the morning after Dave DeBusschere pulled out. I don't know, it was a hot or cold envelope. I don't know.
When y'all stole
And I
Patrick
jumped on the
Ewing's.
subway and I slept online. So I've had season tickets since Patrick Ewing's rookie year. But I didn't start courtside. So I was in the green. Back then, the Garden had different colors
Yes.
for the sections.
But
So I would go green, move down. And when I heard, because they didn't sell those tickets, when I heard they were selling them, I said,
Gots to go. Gotta go. Gotta go.
but my father would take me to the old Garden. We were in the roof. They call it the heaven. You know what I'm talking about.
100%.
I didn't care. I was there with my father.
Right.
He was a Knicks fan.
Right.
That was it. Love.
Spike, how much money have you spent on
I
these
don't want to
tickets?
know. I read some number, astronomical number, and I was just hoping my wife Ty didn't see it. Well, I had to see that ticket before we got married, though, but.
Yeah, but if you would have sold one of them tonight, you would have made it all back. You made it
Hey,
all back.
I was.
So, Spike,
But it went down, but it was $500,000.
Yes.
I could have bought. So
Second row. Second row.
so Spike, 2 games ago, and the New York Knicks will be national champions. How anxious
National
are you? National champs. How anxious are you? And tell me how you really feel.
I'm confident. I'm confident. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. 1973. The last time we won a championship.
I got a question because we kind of batted this around when we came on the air. And you know New York sports in general as well as anybody.
Thank you.
Has there been a bigger night for a game than this one right now?
I'm going to go to a different sport.
Yeah.
Ali Frazier.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, I would agree.
Ali Frazier, the first fight. Frank Sinatra was taking pictures. I mean, it was like crazy.
Hey,
I said Ali Frazier.
You know what's so
Wow,
funny?
that is
I
amazing.
watched American Gangster this afternoon, that's the one thing when you said that. I watched American Gangster today. Talking about Ali, my man Denzel burned up his fur coat. I was mad.
You know what, Spike? You've had so many years of seeing great players. Your favorite players, let's say Walt Frazier, Earl Monroe,
Walt
Patrick
Frazier's my
Ewing.
guy growing up.
Who was your favorite player? Not saying we know you love the team, but your favorite players on this team that you go, man, that's the guy I kind of gravitate toward.
My guy, the little guys stick together.
Yes.
Brunson.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, Spike.
Oh, this guy's a hater right here, man.
Wow,
He's a
that is
hater.
Hey, Spike, I want to ask you this.
Yes.
But we were talking about this. When you guys signed Jalen Brunson,
Yes.
we thought he's like, that's a good piece. You got to admit, I guarantee the Knicks told the truth. We did not think he was going to be this great.
But here we got to talk about Leon Rose, the architect. He put this team together. Leon Rose and Worldwide West. And Worldwide West. You got to put him in.
But answer my Brunson question.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
His father saw it.
But you knew what he was, and he always, somebody asked me, how good is he? Is he this or that? I said, he's a winner. He's always been a winner. He's never gone
key.
anywhere and not won. And so
Villanova.
You know, from high school to college, if you look at his resume, he was the under-19 MVP of the USA team. Like, he's always won somewhere, and that is something you can't put a price tag on.
And all these, well, he's not a guy that can win a championship, man. All them people, they can't see his heart.
Can't see his heart.
Heart. You know I'm talking about, Shaq.
I do. Well, listen, Draymond said that in fairness.
They still got to go win, Chuck.
Got to go win.
This guy,
Still got to go win.
we have to put the trophy in his hand.
A couple of questions to get started.
I can't compete with the first hour.
No, I know. And what's really great is when I watch your expression when you hear him talk about New Yorkers, and you try not to laugh. But you did a very good job on that. This night, I mean, you've seen a lot in this league. The atmosphere in this building and the anticipation throughout the day is unparalleled.
Look, I'm a New Yorker 53 years, and that's all you hear when you walk around. And I live in New York City, and people approach me all day long, and it's multi-generational. People have to tell you a story. Kenny, you know, it's not that I'm a Knicks fan. It's my grandfather, my grandmother, my aunt, my uncle. They got to tell you the whole story, and I think that's what makes this so special. I mean, the arena, of course, is located smack in the center of Manhattan. You feel it everywhere you go. Just walking on the streets, people have Knick paraphernalia on it. It's really quite remarkable. I haven't seen anything like this.
Let me ask you, too, not only as if the Knicks and the Spurs were not enough, you have the president who's going to be in attendance tonight. What were the machinations and the behind the scenes there in terms of should he come to the game? Do they talk to you about does the president wants to come to the game? How does all of that work?
I found out because Jim Dolan invited him to the game, and he said yes, and he's welcome to be here. I think that what makes sports so special, especially when there's so much that divides people, is it's something that we have in common, and we should look for those things that we have in common and build off that. And I'll also say about President Trump, you know, I've been with the league for a long time. I ran NBA Entertainment years ago. He did an I Love Kids game spot with us. He was a fixture at NBA at Madison Square Garden. You guys remember, well, all of you, when you played here, not Draymond, but back in the old days, he had courtside seats. He was here all the time. He was at drafts, so he's a genuine Knicks fan. And so, yes, there's some inconvenience to the fans here, but one looking around this arena, it's packed. So people listen, they came early, they got through whatever extra security, which is necessary. So, as I said, I think we should be using sports to create more of a sense of community with people, not less.
We know you're a New Yorker, 55 years. We know you have to be neutral, but how big is this for the city, for the economy of New York? Because Chuck has always said it. When New York is playing well, it does good for the overall scope of basketball.
Well, I'll just begin with New York, to your point, in terms of the economy. Again, I haven't seen anything like it. The World Cup is coming to New York, and big soccer fan too, but all your people are talking about are these finals in town, and you feel it everywhere you go. I said, like, there are watch parties in addition to the watch parties outside. Everyone I know is attending who can't get in the building tonight is attending some sort of party to experience it together. And to your point, it's not just national, but it's global. The Knicks have a huge following everywhere, and so, you know, we hear stories about the ratings in the U.S. who've been great, but what people don't talk about is we're 5% of the world in the United States. People are watching and following this everywhere.
You know, 19,500 seats, whatever, it might be changed because of the new construction. It's not enough. However, you've seen over the years, and I've asked Spike Lee this question, so many great events that's happened. Is it anything that's measurable to the same magnitude of a Game 3, not even a closeout game?
I know.
The Game 3 that we are experiencing here today. Have you been part of or seen anything like it?
I haven't. We're both New Yorkers. I mean, and of course I see things through an NBA filter, but I don't remember any game here like this. I think so much of it has to do with 53-year gap from the last championship. We'll see if there is going to be one in this series. So it's, you know, I don't, one game at a time. But people in this town are ready to celebrate. You can feel it. And I think even for the players, you know, even when you're playing against the Knicks, you don't want to lose to the Knicks, but I hear this from former players, current players. They love being here and going up and down the floor and seeing celebrities here. They're like everybody else. It's fun to play at Madison Square Garden.
You know, Commish, you just put in the new anti-tanking rules. What's been the general response from the teams with the new rules?
The response has been remarkably positive. I think everybody recognized we had to turn a corner. I mean, again, I just saw Patrick Ewing in the building. So the lottery began with Patrick Ewing, what was that, 40 plus years ago. But it was an issue we knew we had to deal with. I think everyone from ownership, frankly, to players, were saying enough of that. We got to have a league where people are out there and for competing every night, and there can't be an incentive to race to the bottom. And I feel like we fixed that. Draymond, you should speak to it.
1,000%. I want to thank you for that. As a guy who's getting older in his career, the tougher nights are the nights when you're playing against a team that put 5 guys out there that was playing in the G League yesterday, right? And you want to go out there like, it's easy to go out and play against Kawhi Leonard in a play-in game, right? It's the tough nights on a Tuesday night. You go to Memphis and they're tanking. So I want to thank you for that because that was absolutely amazing.
Absolutely, but the players were great partners on that change.
What bothers you more, flopping or tanking?
Well, the tanking problem we dealt with, I would just say in terms of flopping, and there's been a lot of discussion around it, you know, when we put the flopping rule in place, there was what I would call egregious flopping, where there wasn't a foul being committed. The video was showing the guy never even made contact. The guy was flying back like he got, you know, came out of a rocket. Then players are taught to, you know, sell the call it, where there's actually a foul, but they're trying to draw the officials' attention. We're going to look in the offseason. We have a 2-day competition committee meeting in Vegas around the Summer League. We'll watch 1,000 plays literally over 2 days and see if we should set that line at different plays. But I think we have made a lot of progress there because there's a big difference between making sure the official sees what's an actual foul and responding to complete non-contact and flying back with your body.
Some of that, Draymond, I know you want it's basketball IQ. I'm getting you in the air. You're in a bad position. I'm going to sell this foul because you made a mistake, not just I never got hit and I'm falling on the floor.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is great at drawing fouls. That's who everybody's talking about.
There's a difference between him and flopping.
Listen, he is incredible at drawing fouls.
But also,
flopping is flopping. Go ahead,
Chuck, we got 30 seconds.
Man, flopping's always been part of the game. Stop it. Can we make some adjustments on it? Yes. Guys been flopping since I played in the 80s and 90s, so let's don't act like this is something new.
It's Commissioner, it's great to see. I tell you, we're thrilled to be doing our first finals.
Yes.
And have this matchup and to have this night ahead of us.
Well, it makes it even bigger having you all here, so thank you very much.
We're glad to be here. Thanks to ESPN.
Well, in the first half of this game, this play
is dirty.
Will be pivotal. And has been so far. Because after that happened, it touched off a New York run that has the Knicks on top of the Spurs 64-57 after 24 minutes. And it's NBA halftime presented by Kia from Madison Square Garden here in New York. Ernie Johnson, Draymond Green, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley. When that happened, you looked at it, it was a 4-point game.
I said,
Spurs
this is
on top.
I said, this is the turning point in the game. I said, Ernie, that's the turning point. They had a 4-point lead. I said, there's 2 things about this play. Number one, you got the lead and the ball. There's no need for it. But you know what really pissed me off about the play, Ernie? And Dre, Shaq, and Kenny knows this. You have to know who you can intimidate on other teams. You're just going to piss Brunson off. Like, Shaq and Kenny and Dre, we know who's soft on other teams. You're not going to intimidate Mr. Brunson. You're just wasting fouls, giving them momentum.
A wise man once said, let a sleeping dog lie.
That's right.
Who was that wise man?
There's a bunch of them.
Halftime highlight presented by Kia. Look, this is a familiar script in this series. Hot start for the San Antonio Spurs, and then the Knicks reeling them in. They had a 42-point second quarter, which is the highest quarter in their finals history. 42.
Look at the field goal percentage. Damn.
Yeah, this is a really high level game played on both ends of the court. For me, initially I was going to run to the board if I did with Castle.
Watch that first step.
That first step is a doozy.
Run to the board, please.
Yes, please do it.
Exactly. However, at the start of the game, I said, this is a game where someone has to emerge and do something different other than Brunson or Wembanyama. It was Castle early, and he was really impressive. But for the New York Knicks, it was Jason Hart. he did something. Josh Hart, with something that was uncharacteristic of something he had not been doing. And he had not been scoring the ball. He had been affecting the game, but not from the scoring. So today, Josh Hart is the X factor and the catalyst.
3 points in the first 2 games, 13 in the first half of this one, and OG Anunoby's been a man too.
OG Anunoby's been huge. You know what OG looks like tonight? He looked like the guy that went out before injury. Because before he went out with injury, he was one of the best players on their team. And you look tonight, you know, he's shooting the ball well, taking advantage of mismatches. He's the one guy who has a size advantage over just about anyone who's going to guard him outside of Wemby. And then he always gets it done defensively and make huge energy plays. This was a huge 3. This when they took their first lead. And right here, this is the second game in a row. He takes Wemby, puts him on his hip, and dunks the basketball. And to me, that's a mentality thing. I always talk about guys in series swinging the series like Kenny's been talking about. And right now, OG Anunoby is swinging this series for the New York Knicks.
17 in the first half to support Brunson's 15 and 9 by Cat. Meantime, Wemby's got 15. He's 6 out of 10 from the floor. What caught your eye in the first half?
Listen, I love that he's playing with energy, enthusiasm, and effort. They got out to a great start. They didn't keep that lead. But listen, this is what you want to see for your big man. I like that move right there. You got to let those little munchkins know. Hey,
come on, man. You can't do that.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. No, get your little ass off. Yes, you can.
No, you can't do that.
Ernie, listen to me.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
From a guy that's won multiple championships, some people want to win by tactics. Some people want to win by killing you.
You don't probably play
you
dirty.
keep doing it. That ain't no dirty play. Get your little ass out the way.
No, you don't.
I'm not winning by tactics, Ernie. I'm busting your ass.
Thank you,
Wemby.
You can't go out there doing
that. Yes, you can. He did it. He did it.
And you know what Wemby gonna do?
He
Get his ass swept by Wednesday night.
That's all right, though. You play with heart and you play with energy.
Yeah, I wish the Knicks would get the ball to Karl-Anthony Towns a little bit more. He scored pretty much every time he touched it. But listen, man, I told you tonight, this series is a wrap.
I think it's a wrap.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're down 5 going into halftime.
Down 5. Down 6.
Down 7.
Down 7. Down 7.
Oh,
you think it's over?
I think it's over.
Wow.
Bet it. I'll put my house against your little house.
Shaq don't have a little house.
Well, you got it. Well, my house bigger than yours.
Okay.
It was a 14-3 run to close out the first half. We got ourselves a series. Welcome to Inside the NBA. Here on ESPN, Draymond Green is here, and Shaquille O'Neal is here, Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley. We are presented by Lilly. Well, a night that began with so much hope. If you're a New York fan, it certainly did not end the way they thought it was going to.
Well, you know, the one thing about we saw in game 2, it was a lack of poise at times by the San Antonio Spurs. That poise was there throughout the game. Yes, they made mistakes. Yes, they didn't finish everything cleanly, but they didn't beat themselves. They didn't shoot themselves in the foot. They gave them an opportunity every possession down the stretch in the last 4 minutes of the game to say, hey, if we miss, we'll shake your hand, but we're not going to give you the game. And that was the difference to me down the stretch.
I can remember one time in the finals, Robert Ory came in the locker room and said, Diesel, we following you. And I said, Robert, what do you mean? He said, Diesel, every time you come out with that energy, you come out throwing bowls, acting crazy, it opens up the game for us. Victor started the game with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and he had a great game. They followed. They still had a couple lapses, but they won the game. They got the monkey off the back. They're not going to get swept. And guess what? The next game, pressure will still be on the Knicks.
Well, I think down the stretch, they didn't make as many mistakes. It looked like there was a concerted effort for De'Aaron Fox to have the ball making the plays down the stretch. De'Aaron Fox is a proven point guard. He has the most experience of the guys that's playing with the Spurs, and down the stretch they were able to close it out because they got looks at the rim as opposed to turnovers.
I actually think both of you guys are right. I thought that Victor coming out establishing himself, because when he gets going, that frees those other guys up because it makes them shade their defense like, uh-oh, we got to shade toward Victor because he's getting these dunks and lobs and everything. And that opens up things for Cass and all those other guys. But I've said all along, Ernie, I think the key to the Spurs is De'Aaron Fox. You go back and look, going back to the Portland series, when he plays well, and he's played very well the last few games, and those have been the 2 closest games. And when they needed a basket, which we got mad at them, we thought they should have went to him in the
At
last
the end of the game, yeah.
Because he to me is the key to the Spurs.
But a 12-point game for him tonight. Just 4 out of 11. He did have 8 assists. I thought Stephon Castle was the guy.
Castle got him to a good start, but I'm talking about down the stretch. Fox made the plays down the stretch. Castle got off to a great start. The thing I didn't like about the Knicks, man, I don't think you can play from behind at the start of the game, because you got to find a way to get your crowd into the game. But Castle got these guys off to a great start.
Yeah, I mean, that's a third straight game too, Chuck, that San Antonio's come out and thrown the first punch.
Yeah. Well, Ernie, if you talk about Castle as we watch him score, the one thing that is being underrated, and it won't be now because they've won a game, is his defensive prowess on Brunson. Making Brunson make and take tough shots. There's probably 3 or 4 guys in the league, he's one of them, that is physical enough at the guard position where Jalen Brunson doesn't have a physical advantage on him. He can get by him, he can still make shots, but he's not overpowering him, and that's leading to him shooting a low percentage.
And you'll see that, Brunson had a 32-point night, but again, a lot of shots.
Yeah,
took 25 shots tonight.
Yeah,
I shot 32 points.
But I think the Knicks are reverting back to the way they played, too much Brunson eccentric. When they were winning, when they were blowing out teams, sweeping teams, they would get Cat involved more. To me, because Cat, they didn't use Cat at all tonight.
11 points on 4 of 10 shooting.
They didn't use him, but I think they're becoming a little too, really in every game, they've been becoming a little too Brunson-centric? Yes.
Yeah, Stephon Castle is here after San Antonio breaks through in this series. Stephon, look, everybody saw those first 2 games. Everybody saw what was going on in this city heading into Game 3 and the electric surge that was running through this joint. How did you guys overcome that tonight and get off to the great start you did?
Yeah, I think just expecting it. I mean, obviously it's going to be loud in here tonight, but I think we just wanted to keep our composure and stay together. We knew that they were going to go on a run. They're a good team. They're playing at home, but just weathering that storm and staying together through it. I feel like we did a good job doing that.
I know how you guys think. I know you said, okay, the first game was a fill-out game. The second game we gave away. Everybody here already thought they won it. What enabled you guys to stay focused and say, okay, you know what, the pressure's on him. We're going to come here and do what we do and win this game?
Just looking at how bad we played those first 2 games and still giving us the chance to win. We felt pretty confident in that going back and watching the film. And we lost on the things that we knew that they did well, and just trying to take that away. And I thought we did that tonight. And that's why we came out with a win.
I thought in the first, especially the first game, you switched off of Jalen Brunson quite a bit, and he still had a rough shooting night. But I wanted to see you guard him more. Yeah. Tonight, it looked like you took that personal, and you guarded him the whole game. Had a lot of got points, but he had a lot of shots. Can you talk to me what you're trying to accomplish with that matchup, and how similar is it to guarding Shea when you're guarding Brunson?
Yeah, just trying to tire him out throughout the game. Keep my aggressiveness on him. The whole 48 minutes. And I think they're very similar. Brunson obviously a little bit smaller, but the way they use angles and try and get you on their back and use deception and pump fakes and stuff like that. Just really trying to stay disciplined on them and make everything tough.
One of my criticism of your team is for some reason y'all only go to victor early when y'all get down in a series. You go back and look at every game, go Oklahoma City, and tonight, did y'all make a conscious effort? Because if you go back and look at every game, y'all front load him early when y'all get down in the series, but did y'all make a conscious effort like, man, we got to get the big guy going? Because if he gets going early, it frees everybody else up.
Yeah, definitely. I think we missed a lot of opportunities with him in the first 2 games.
Okay.
And I feel like we were missing out on easy buckets, really, and to get our star player going, like you said. So, however we can get him involved. I mean, obviously, teams' game plan is to try and stop him, keep him out the paint, be physical with him. So, if we can get him easy buckets like that and get him rolling, I feel like we're pretty hard to beat.
Okay, now we're going to Game 4. And you got one here in Madison Square Garden. You're going back to San Antonio. Getting this game even, what did you learn and say, wow, that was the key that we weren't doing in Game 1 and 2 that got us over? Because all these games, these 2 games have been close. But what got you over the hump that you could take into that Game 4?
I think just that extra effort on possessions. You know, I feel like we got them down in the shot clock a lot the first 2 games, and we couldn't just close out the possessions. And even when we did, we weren't really rebounding that great. And they got a lot of offensive rebounds and second chances. So we emphasized that a lot this game, and we feel like we limited them on those possessions. And it kind of sparked our run, and it's probably the reason why we won tonight.
All right, I want you to take me to the foul line with 7 seconds to go in the game. And you're up 2. You make them both, you'll be up 4. You can salt this game away, and this place is going nuts. I just want to know what your thought process is. Is there a happy place you're going? And what's going through your mind, man, when you're at the free throw line under that kind of pressure in the NBA Finals?
I mean, I shoot pressure free throws every day. Obviously, you can't simulate, you know, anything like this. But I mean, yeah, I step to the line in those moments, just me and the rim.
Well, me and Draymond were talking about it. I was like, these are going in. There's no doubt. First of all, I was like, your dad, Stacy, would have been coming out the stands if you'd have missed it. So no question about it. And so I'm happy that you did. But honestly, I think that the way you're playing on both ends of the floor will keep you guys alive. You know, the fact that you're making it difficult, because at times throughout these sweeps, Brunson has had his way. And that has been the difference. He has been the difference maker. And if you're able to contain him at some point and make him tough shots, you know, we might be looking at a different outcome.
I was on the last team that went down 0-2 in the finals and won 4 in a row. Before Game 3, our coach was, we're winning 4 in a row. We're winning 4 in a row. You guys had that conversation, or are you saying let's just win 1 game at a time?
Yeah, we're taking it 1 game at a time. I mean, obviously we know we're going back to San Antonio for a Game 5 now, but we're not even thinking about that right now. We're just thinking about the next 48 minutes.
Hey, that was my question. I was going to ask you, okay, y'all going to have this conversation. Are y'all content? We're going to at least go back home. They're like, nah, man, let's get this next game. Who is the leaders on y'all team says, guys, we ain't did anything yet. Yeah, we going back to San Antonio for Game 5, but we don't want to go back home down 3-1. Who's the leader in y'all got? All of y'all are young.
Yeah.
Who's the leader going to say, guys, we ain't done nothing yet. Let's try to get this next game.
I'd say Keldon and Vic. You know, Vic's obviously, you know, pretty young too, but
yeah.
Great vocal leader, you know, great person to be around on and off the court. So, you know, he always sends the right message. Even when he has a good game, bad game, you know, I feel like he always sends the right message throughout the team. And, I mean, we run off that engine, and, you know, we've gotten this far, and we're not trying to stop right now.
Stephon Castle, congratulations. Got ourselves a 2-1 series right now with Game 4 coming up here at the Garden on Wednesday. Thanks a lot for spending some time with us, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother. Game 3 with all of this hype, all of this anticipation, and all of this energy in the building. It was absolutely bonkers here.
Spike Lee could have just did a whole film. He should have just grabbed every actor in here.
Jeter, Jay-Z.
And did a 15-minute film right here in the Garden.
Any place you pointed that camera, you were seeing celebs in this building. And early on, as we pointed out, it's San Antonio throwing the first punch.
Yeah, throwing the first punch. But, you know, I said at the beginning of the game, these Game 3s to me are always someone who is a caveat. And it was early on, it was Stephon Castle, and then on the Knicks side, it was Jason Hart. So, I mean, Josh Hart. So those 2 guys have been it. But get out of my way, Shaq. Shaq, this is what you thought changed the game.
No, it didn't change the game. I was a dirty play, period.
Listen, I like big guys letting little guys know, hey, this is the finals. If I got to run you over and go through you, I would do that. He came out with great energy, great aggression. He got 32 points. This is what I'm asking for.
This was nothing right here. This was just an accident.
And Hart got the tech.
Yep.
Because there was no reason for him to go getting the ball
He's
out of
also
the net.
standing over him, too, though. So what does Josh Hart do when he gets up?
My goodness. Dunks on you, head.
Boy.
Watch your head, boy.
I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't want to be a guard in NBA for the next 10, 50 years with Castle and Castle and that boy Harper out there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Damn.
8-0 run for the Knicks. They get right back in this thing. Game is now 2 points, 42-40. And one of those, you just can't afford it in a finals game or any time, man, when you value possessions and you threw that one away. But the Knicks would respond. And
he was big today.
And OG Anunoby, 49-47 is the San Antonio lead. Brunson, Knicks on top.
I didn't like the Knicks' ball movement and body movement.
Oh, go get that.
Thank you.
Go get that. But I just think that right here, you know, Josh Hart was so big in the first half. That's why the Knicks had a lead going into halftime. based on his play.
Yeah, they were up by 7 at the break after trailing by double digits in the first half. And in the second half, here we go, Brunson. Really? Okay, and 1.
I think Castle may want to lower his pickup point on Jalen Brunson just a little bit to get rid of a few of those that he's been getting.
But these are tough shots, though, right there, Draymond. And when you get these young guys off to the races, Vassell, he shoots the ball. You know, you get Castle downhill, you get all of these guys, and then Wemby says, step out, because now I got a couple of dunks, I feel comfortable.
Yeah. I was just getting ready to say that, Kenny, with the system, you know, once you get a lead on the system, you got to put them away, because one thing they will do, they will keep fighting.
Clarkson, again, the guy hadn't scored in the series.
Well, they didn't really play him, honestly, but he came in. Everybody who's coming for the Knicks, Ernie, has been ready to play.
Yeah,
this kid right here is special.
Question, Dylan Harper.
This kid is special.
Not a very consistent outside shooter, but, man, every now and then he will connect.
And you know, I was disappointed in Nick's inability to get Karl-Anthony Towns involved. He has been the most valuable player in the series, and they didn't go to him at all in the first half.
Wemby was up there, by the way, on that alley-oop, and then for 3.
This was a great call.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
you think it's for 3, and you think they're going to be up by 10. No offensive foul on Keldon Johnson, no bucket.
And then the Knicks came down and scored on the next play, so it was a 6-point swing. To see the Spurs respond to that was huge.
7-point game at this point with under 6 minutes to play.
Big body Brunson.
This is his time of the game.
This is his time, you know, really try to close it, but the Spurs again with the system. You got to put them away. Victor did a really great job of rolling hard to the rim tonight.
But like I said, I just thought the Knicks, I have no idea why they wasn't giving the ball to Big Cat at all, because he's been great. And this was just a Hail Mary.
108, 104, and then Castle knocks down the 3.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. He was big down the stretch early as well. I mean, Chuck, I thought he was big early and big down the stretch. He was big all game.
Here it is, 111, 108, and Fox.
Tough shot.
Baby Van Exel.
See, that's the shot that we thought he should have taken in game 2.
Yeah.
He had the same shot in game 2.
Fox has always been a closer.
Anunoby. Look at this out of the corner.
Listen, great shot. Harper did a great job of not fouling, putting your hand up. Hey, he hit the shot.
After those 2 Castle free throws that we talked to him about, not seen here, but significant nonetheless. They give him a 4-point lead, and that iced the game, 115-111.
The free throws are huge, but the thing that I was interested in is how fast Fox tried to get him the ball for them free throws. So he must be their guy down the stretch that they want shooting the free throws. He knocked him down.
It is now a 2-1 series as the Spurs come to New York and win at the Garden. Home team hasn't won a game yet. Let's hear from both coaches.
Opportunities for fouls to be called to at least try to even the free throws out. Now, we didn't play good. San Antonio played great. We could have played better. There were a lot of things that we didn't do that we did in game 1 and game 2. But to go 24 free throw attempts in a second half, that's 48 for the game if you think about it the way that they called that second half, compared to 8. All the shots we took, we got fouled 4 times, roughly, for 8 free throw attempts. Again, I don't complain much. I never thought I'd see that in an NBA Finals game.
After game 2, Victor said he was going to use the way that game ended to fuel him and to fuel you guys. Just what do you think allowed him to kind of have the bounce back he did, and what did you guys do to maybe put him in position to succeed tonight?
Yeah. I'm sure Victor has numerous sources of motivation, and I don't think any of us are surprised or would expect anything different than a strong performance and him being on his front foot in terms of being in attack mode. You know, for me and the staff, our job is to help the guys. There's no momentum. There's no carryover. We learn what we saw and experienced from the previous game, and now plural. When you get into series, you got to settle in, and the clarity that comes from watching the tape and arguing with your staff and trying to help the guys is the job. And that's what we'll continue to do, and we'll have the same approach in the next 48 hours.
You look at this 35-5 at 22 or younger in finals history, and Victor on there with, you know, Magic and Kobe. So Mike Brown's point about free throws. Okay, so San Antonio made more than New York took in this game. 25 for 32, 18 for 22. When you hear what he had to say, do you see what the point he's making, especially talking about how many free throw attempts in a half that they got?
Well, he should stop that we didn't play well. You can't go back.
Or they played more. San Antonio played very well.
Yeah, we can. Well, he can say, but his point was they did not play well enough to win the game. The Spurs outplayed them tonight. Listen, referees gonna miss some calls. That happens. But officiating did not lose this game. Mike Brown, I love Mike Brown, but he said it first. We did not play well. Yeah, because we'd have got more free throws. Of course you could have. Maybe it was a bad call here or there. But the bottom line was he should have stopped that. We did not play well enough to win.
Ernie.
That's why they lost, not the free throws.
And points off turnovers, 21-7 in favor of San Antonio.
Ernie,
in this
when I was good enough to lead my team to the finals, one time I had a bad game, and Phil Jackson said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I didn't get no calls." He put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Real champions don't complain," and he walked off. Mike Brown knows better. He's won with the Warriors. He knows what it takes to win the championship. I agree with Chuck. You didn't play well. You should have played better at home. Everybody's expecting, the blowout, and we're here in New York. Everybody's celebrating. He should have stopped that. We didn't play well. Real champions do not complain. Sorry, Draymond.
Oh no, all good. I'm sorry. I love Mike Brown as well. The referees usually side with the more aggressive team. Victor Wembanyama started the game. 3 of their first 4 possessions, he had dunks. All series long, when Victor Wembanyama has rolled, it's been like bumper cars. He's getting tagged right here. He gets another tag. Now he get 5 or 6 lobs today. So I blame the Knicks for that. If you're aggressive, if you're not letting him roll to the rim, then they're not penetrating and get to the basket, and they're not getting more foul calls.
Ernie, I want to say this because you said something earlier. Mike Brown got to get his team together and ask, dude, why are we getting punched in the face first in every game? Like, the Spurs have gotten off to great starts in every game. You're trying to win the championship. You come home, you got one of the craziest environments I've ever been in, and you still come out and you get off to a bad start. They need to you can't play from behind. Even though they got lucky in the first 2 games and won, for some reason they're coming out not ready to play.
Might have been a little unrealistic to think that you can win 15 straight games, in the NBA playoffs. So you're going to have to go through some type of adversity to win an NBA championship. I don't know many championship teams that have not. So this is part of it. And I had said at the beginning of the game, 10 seconds in game 2, this could be a different complexion of what's going on here. But this is why you play these games. And it is the first of 4.
This is a great piece of work here because
but I also think he didn't play as well tonight.
Well, because they didn't give him the ball.
But I also thought when he had opportunities, he didn't force the issue. I thought in games 1 and 2, at times, Chuck, I thought he forced the drive, even though I thought now he drove and kicked the ball instead of drove and put his shoulder into the defense.
I would like to see the Knicks do for him what the Spurs do for Wemby. Get him going early because it opens up everything. Because if Carl gets going, Cat gets going, that freed up Castle tonight when Wemby got going. It freed up Harper. It freed up all those guys. If the Knicks, if you get Cat going, that puts Wemby on his heels. He was going downhill the whole night after getting off to a good start. You got to meet him halfway.
Wemby, 32 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 blocks on the night. And when we come back here on Inside the NBA, presented by Lilly, you will hear from Wemby as the San Antonio Spurs cut into that New York lead.
Kid, man. Look at that
RW.
Kid.
It is 2
That's
games
the
to 1
kid right there.
here in the NBA Final. Performance of the night brought to you by Microsoft 365 with Copilot, and for the 5th time in his first playoff appearance in his first finals.
Thank you.
He's got 5 games of at least 30 points. He went for 32 tonight.
Jeez.
Thank you.
And he broke it down too with like 9 points in the first quarter, then 6, and then 7, and then 10 points in the fourth quarter.
Last time I seen this, Shaq, Snoop. It was Snoop coming down, kicking down the New York buildings.
Me and Charles had this had this conversation earlier. I think a lot of people, especially the world, they get misconstrued when I'm talking about big man. Don't want you to be like me. I want you to have a certain mentality, the same mentality that I saw him have, the same mentality that I saw Patrick Ewing have, that Draymond has. He came out with a lot of energy and a lot of effort. I seen in the last series, whenever he's high in scoring and playing like that, the team plays well. That's all I'm asking him to do. I'm not asking him to be me. I'm asking him to have that mentality, because this is what it takes to win a championship.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
There's a mental physicality.
Thank you.
And also, and meaning when he goes after things, it's the same as being physical like Shaq. So when he has a mental physicality, it changes the game. It makes people change their mind in what their decision might be. Because, no, he's coming, I'm not driving now. So now I have to come up with a whole different plan. But when he's not mentally physical, you go in there and you try things and you make other things happen.
But two things, though. They got him the ball early. They got him going. He always plays better when he gets going. But also, I blame the Knicks because they let him just play one way. They never went to Karl Anthony Towns early. He didn't get his first shot to the second period. So when you're a great player, they can't let you just play on one end of the floor. Cat had outplayed him in both games. You come out, they says, we're going to get Wemby going. Well, no, let me get Cat going, then we can go even Steven. And I thought, listen, Knicks didn't play well, and Wemby played fantastic.
While I ponder mental physicality, we invite you to listen to Victor after the game.
You obviously got Knicks fans very riled up throughout the game. At one point, there was a colorful chant directed towards you. It seems as though you may be New York's newest villain. Is that kind of the ultimate compliment?
I guess I'm nowhere near Trae Young level, though.
Second row. Hey, Victor. Liam McCune from Sports Illustrated. Appreciate you taking a couple minutes. Yesterday, Luke told me that he liked playing in road playoff environments, and especially tough ones, because all of that adversity really makes a team come together. Do you feel like your team came together tonight in the face of a rockin' MSG crowd?
Yes. At home, it really feels like playing 6 against 5. And here it feels like playing 5 against 6. And I agree with Luke. It really shows what teams are made of.
You know what?
God, I love that kid.
Maybe I'm overthinking this.
I love that kid.
Possibly. But I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at the expression on his face when he looks up, when he's answering these questions, and it's almost like, yeah, look, I heard all the stuff after 2 games of this, that Victor's getting his butt kicked by Karl Anthony Towns, and that how will this 22-year-old ever handle a crowd like this in Madison Square Garden? And he had kind of that knowing look like, okay, I'm here, I'm ready, and we took care of business tonight.
Well, they played very well. He played very well. But this was a must-win for the Spurs, not the Knicks. They got to get – now the pressure switches back to the Knicks. All the pressure to me is the Spurs had to win the game. The Knicks did not have to win the game. Now I think for the Knicks, they got to come out ready to play Wednesday, because if you go back to San Antonio 2-2, it's going to be a different animal. But if they win Game 4, they'll be fine. But they have to win Game 4.
You know all about the ebbs. All you guys do know about the ebbs and flows of a playoff series, and now you got to win, or now you've got one to play with. But yeah, you look ahead to Game 4, Shaq.
What I love about the situation, especially with the Spurs, of course, it's a high-powered situation, but you have to embrace the moment. You have to step into the moment and say, okay, we didn't play well. We know we got to do it. And the Spurs, they came out, listen, great crowd. I've never heard of this loud in Madison Square Garden. They're thinking one at a time. They took care of it today. They're going to go focus. Now, pressure is on the Knicks, but the pressure is also on the Spurs.
Yep.
You don't want to go down 3-1. So if I'm the Spurs, I'm saying, okay, this is what we got to do. We know we can win on the road. We know we can beat this team, but again, you earn it. You have to embrace the pressure. If you have any doubts in your mind, you will not win, ever.
I think what the Knicks need to figure out is how to get Jalen Brunson playing better. Through 3 games, he has not played well.
Thank you, Dre.
A lot of shots, sometimes empty calories. They need to figure out how to unleash him. And the answer to unleashing him is giving the ball to Karl Anthony Towns.
Thank you.
Stop leaving him in front of the defense trying to figure it out. And then they'll give themselves a better chance at going back in San Antonio up 3-1.
And also, Underdog, who's the best stat guy in the world. Oh, Lord, I just lied. He said to me, the Knicks been down at least 8 points at the end of the first quarter in every game. That can't happen. Like it can happen one game. It can happen 2 games. It's happened 3 games in a row where they've been down at least 8 points. That's what I said earlier. That's the number one thing. They got to do the thing with Brunson, number one. But they've got to fix that.
Apparently, TK in the truck says, and I don't recall because there was a lot of yelling going on at halftime. Did you make a prediction at halftime?
I thought the Spurs were gonna lose.
That's right. Give me them damn keys to that house today.
Let's see it.
For the house.
Come on. That little ass house you got.
I'm all ears.
First of all, man, I told you tonight, this series is a wrap.
I think it's a wrap.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're down 5 going into halftime.
Down 5. Down 6.
Down 7.
Down 7.
Down 7.
Oh,
you think it's over?
I think it's over.
Wow.
Bet it. I'll put my house against your little house.
Shaq don't have a little house.
Well, you got it. Well, my house bigger than yours. Okay.
Usually when we talk about realty, it's a 10-day close, and I want your ass out tomorrow. Get out my house.
I tell you what, I'm such a good dude. You can stay in my guest house.
Oh, that was the guest house.
Okay. Hey, you can't use the pool or the tennis court, but you can stay in the guest house.
Okay, thank you, sir.
We're going to take another break. I appreciate that,
Oh, yeah,
Pamela.
you shoe game is crazy.
To the great Christian Bale.
All these 11s?
Yes,
Those are nice.
Kenny, where are your socks?
Where are my
Come on, man. I'm
socks?
Don Johnson, bro.